Hello, good evening, and welcome back to some SLS action. We've got game week 25 this week. We have got Drumore versus the Updraft in a top of the table clash in the first division with 4 Premier Division games. League leaders Big Time Belfast host WC Stout, Ballycastle versus the Draft, Glebe versus Antrim, and Shillelagh's versus Portrush. And then in the Irish Cup, we've got a 5th round replay between GPR and First Division Cookstown. So, as I say that, England have just got an equaliser through Jude Bellingham with 7 minutes remaining against Senegal. Far from vintage performance from England. Anyway, as ever, we will kick things off in the First Division. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just wait and see if Mr. Mega Horse is here, because I know he likes to be live, and if not, I will start elsewhere. In fact, what I'll do is I will play the Cup replay first. We'll start with the Cup replay. So we'll go to Cookstown, who last time out drew 2-2, a late equaliser from Igor Tudor saved GPR's blushes from a Cup upset. There is no changes to the Cookstown team for the replay, although we do have suspension to Edgar Davids, which we'll just have to check. Who is going to come in? We'll just await confirmation from the manager for that. It's going to be Tudor who comes in. The manager is a big fan of Tudor. Always his first choice sort of backup defensive midfielder. Sorry, I'm just kind of watching the VAR in the England game to see if this goal's going to get ruled out. But anyway, we will kick off. Strong side for both, and we'll kick off with the 5th round replay. So, away we go. GPR versus Cookstown. Strong start, and Bermuda Carr, who's had an exceptional season for Cookstown, has opened the scoring for the visitors. This young Cookstown side doing themselves, 2-0, doing themselves some real credit. And it's 3-0. Carlos Jacks has hit a brace, and Nicky Butt has been sent off, and it's an absolute disaster for GPR in the first half an hour. So we will see what the manager wants to do. Good evening to Tay manager. How the devil are you? GPR having a stinker here. Barter's on a 4, Zanoni on a 5, Bannister on a 5. So yeah, not the start that GPR were looking for, and Cookstown have been incredible. I'm glad you're well, sir. Just gonna see what Benjamin is gonna do with this GPR disaster. And we're going to see, I didn't expect to see a defensive change, but we are going to see Van Bommel come on for Van Nistelrooy. And we'll see how that changes things. But as things stand, Cookstown looking great value for their 3-0 lead. punching above their weight, beating the second or third in the table of the Premier Division. Yellow card for Zanoni. And a goal back for Ronaldinho. The number of plays they have doesn't seem to make much difference. It's the first attempt on target, 6 attempts, 5 on target for Cookstown, who've been exceptional. 2 assists for John Welsh from central midfield, a goal for Pamuda Carr, and 2 for Carlos Jacks, who's having a wonderful season. We'll just see if we're going to get anything. So we're going to get nothing for both sides. We'll run it through to 60 minutes and see where that leaves us. And another goal back for Collins. That's 3-2 now to Cookstown. We get to the 63rd minute. And I think we will probably see some tactical tweaks from one, if not both managers. What are we going to do? We're going to take off Huntelaar. We're going to put on Ez Gonzalez, and we're going to swap it with Strand. That's all we're going to do. So we'll go across to GPR and await instructions from them. See if they're going to do anything. Final roll of the dice going into the last 30 minutes. So, no changes for GPR. You trust in the players that are on the pitch. So we'll run it through to full time and see if we are going to go to extra time or any late drama. 15 minutes to go. Robin with a chance to put Cookstown 2 ahead. And Collins has equalised. They've come from 3-0 down with 10 men and have equalised on 77 minutes. Unbelievable scenes here at Green Park. Jacks have a chance to win it. Oh my goodness, Jacks have another chance and Strand have a chance, and we're going into extra time. What an incredible football match. The 10 men of GPR, through Collins and Ronaldinho, have dragged themselves back into it. 2 assists for Dede, who's been exceptional on the left. No real fitness concerns for GPR. Very even game in terms of chances. Got 5 for Seb Frey and a 6 for both centre backs, who just completely struggled to get to grips with Ronaldinho and Collins. And yeah, it didn't look likely that was going to happen, and a defensive change after the red card, but it has worked wonders. GPR are going to continue over at Cookstown. I mean, what can we do? What can we do? So for Mr. Megahorse, who's just joined us, Cookstown went into a 3-0 lead. Nicky Butt then got sent off, and GPR were down to 10 men. And they have scored 3 goals with 10 men, and we're into extra time. Both sides are going to play on. We're not going to make any changes, and we're just going to run this through. GPR looking the more likely, in all honesty. Mike says your YouTube's gone. Dan and Ben, can one just confirm that the stream is still okay? Because it all looks fine to me. Oh, you're back. That's good. Good news. Okay. So 12 attempts for GPR, 11 for Cookstown. We're just going to run it through to 920 minutes and see if we get a winner or if it's going to go to penalties. And Robin, Robin has scored late in extra time. And Cookstown, can they hold on this time and make it through? They have. Robin has scored in the 109th minute in extra time to send Cookstown through to the next round of the Cup. Incredible game for the neutrals. Great performance from both sides. Cookstown looked like they'd blown their opponents away in the first 30 minutes. And as I say, that Senegal on the counter attack have just scored a third against England. What an embarrassing performance. Great performance from both sides. Unlucky to Ben, who did a great job with 10 men. But Cookstown progress in the cup. So now we will go to the First Division game, which is going to see the updraft in a huge clash against Drumore. The updraft lineup like this. Michael Owen is back into the starting lineup. In fact, they're unchanged from last time out, which was the cup game. So we will go across and have a look at Drumore, who have made numerous changes from their cup tie in that beautiful away kit that they played in last time out. Kivu, Milito, Said back in the advanced defensive midfield role. Cole, Kutsov, Kodrea, Lunt, Agahawa, Brozek, and Sizalko. So we'll kick this one off. Good luck to both managers. Really big game. We'll see how it pans out at the top of the First Division. No huge chances in the first 15 minutes. Tight game. Casillas makes a big save from Sizalko to stop Drumore taking the lead. And down the other end, Michael Owen with a chance to fingertip saves. And the game is livening up nicely. Another fine save from the goalkeeper. And it's a goal for Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane has opened the scoring against Drumore as we head towards half time. And a fantastic double save, but at the third attempt, Ibrahim Said has equalised for Drumore, and we go into half time level. Eight attempts for the updraft, 7 for Drumore. Fantastic end-to-end game for the neutrals, some great quality on display. Landon Donovan with the assist for Robbie Keane. There's no fitness concerns at the updraft. Over at Drumore, we've got Said with another goal. He's now scored 16 goals from defensive midfield, albeit a few penalties in there. No real fitness concerns. We'll just have a quick look at the... we're going to get a play on from the updraft. I assume we're probably going to get the same from Drumore. And we will run this through to 60 minutes. Oh, off the crossbar from Michael Owen. Sizalko with a chance to put Drumore back ahead. And this is a really good game, end-to-end chances for both sides. Another crossbar's been hit, and on the stroke of 60 minutes, Landon Donovan has given Drumore the lead, updraft the lead away at Drumore. And could we see Drumore off the top of the First Division table for the first time in probably 20 games? Quite possibly. This is how things are looking. Very good game. We'll just have a quick look at the play stats, and then I'll drop into the tactics page for the manager to have a look, as I know that is his preference. Oh, quick changes for Drumore, so we'll fly across and do that. We're going to see Kodrea for Sorochinsky. And we're going to see Brozek for Top for Drumore as they try and pull themselves back into this game. And over at the updraft, will we see any changes? Mido on 85% fitness, nothing to worry about really there. Will we see potentially Saviola, who's been in favour recently? Or will the manager just trust the process and play on? We are indeed going to see Michael Owen come off for Saviola, and we will play this game through to its conclusion. 68 minutes and the substitute Alton Top has equalised for Drumore. We're into the last 20 minutes and it's still end-to-end chances for both sides coming thick and fast. And Cezalco, as he does always, has scored. And it's 3-2 Drumore. They've turned it around and lead this game for the first time. As we head into the last few minutes, is there an equaliser? There is. Meadow has scored a late equaliser for the updraft. Are we going to get a winner here? We're not. What a fantastic game of football. Fantastic advert for the First Division. Drumore 3, the updraft 3. 12 attempts now on target for Drumore. 14 attempts. 12 on target for the updraft. We've got goals from Meadow, Landon Donovan and Robbie Keane, who picks up man of the match. Assists from Abubakar Yakubu and Donovan over at Drumore. Saeed, Maxim Cezalco and Alton Top with the goals, with assists coming from Agahawa and Kenny Lunt. Fantastic game and well done both managers. Now we're going to see Ballycastle versus the Draft. So the same two managers go head to head, this time in the Premier Division. The Castle Draft currently sitting third in the table, 2 points behind Portrush, and Ballycastle 7th in that mix of 5 or 6 teams below the top 4 who have sort of pulled away. So Castle Draft line up like this. Roy Keane is out and Janet Cheddar is in from the last fixture. And Ballycastle are going to line up like this. We made numerous changes for the cup game and are back at just about full strength. We've got Igor Titov coming in for a second appearance, a player I am quite a fan of. Had him for a short period of time at Bostock Stanley in the Super League and is involved in home save that I'm currently playing too. Interesting to see how he goes. So, Ballycastle versus the Draft. I'll just speed it up. And Montella has his 15th goal of the season. I think he's the top scorer in the league. And the Draft lead 1-0. Ballycastle in this and creating some chances. They will fancy themselves if they don't go 2 goals down here. But as I say that, sorry, Dan, Rivaldo's doubled the lead. And Ballycastle now have an uphill hill to climb. We get to half time and Ballycastle, wow, it seemed like it was a few more chances in there than that, but Ballycastle have failed to have an attempt on target. The Draft have had 2 attempts, they've both gone in. Over at Ballycastle, Nick Matulan is on a 7, which is probably quite generous. Pavlak not having the best of games, got a couple of 5s in there, Grabowski as well. Over at the Draft, Rivaldo and Montella with the goals, Giggs and Henrik Larsson with the assists. Not a lot of passing or touches for either side. Just not a lot of action really, but 2 goals for the Draft will mean that the manager is happy. Just await any instructions. Play on from Ballycastle. Just to see if there's any change for the Draft, but I would expect them to carry on for now at the very least. Some really entertaining games so far tonight, a 4-3 and a 3-all. Are we going to get more goals in this game in the second half? Sorry about that. The pitch view is there for you. It's not a pain, not at all. It's just sometimes I forget everybody's preference. We all like to watch the game in different views, make our tactical changes, and look at our players in different views. So, pitch view is absolutely fine. If I'm honest, I generally just expect everybody to go as is at half time, unless they're getting absolutely pumped. But yeah, yellow card for Yen Jeremy's. We've got everybody 89% or above in terms of fitness. Shorten, Carlos, and Emerton's Arras. And that's it for now. So that's what we will do. And we will kick off the second half. And Podres has a goal back for Ballycastle with, I think, their first attempt. We're heading towards 60 minutes and tactical changes for the managers. And we're going to get there. And Ballycastle's second half has produced one shot, one goal, a couple of attempts for the draft in the second half. Quick look at the Ballycastle stats and fitness. We've got some sixes in there, a couple of sevens and 3 8s. 82% for Romoshenko. Everybody else 87 or above. And then the draft. Jump to the pitch view. Oh, we've got an injury. I didn't even realise. An injury to Henrik Larsson right on the stroke of tactical changes. So I assume that's going to be Larsson for Shevchenko, and whether we see any more, I'm not sure. Perhaps it's Zoglo on the bench to cover the sort of defensive midfield and defensive areas, but I wouldn't expect to see him. Probably expect him to be saved in case of any other injuries. I'm going to go ahead and put Shevchenko in because I don't expect anything different. But we can adjust it if needed afterwards. Okay, so that's going to be it for the draft. And then across to Ballycastle. So we're going to see Grabowski come off for Alexei Shmerdin. Swap with Titov without an arrow. Okay. Carvan as a burger. And that is Lysanger, correct? Right. Let's just start that again. Grabowski for Smertin. Smertin. Swap with Titov. No arrow. Burger. Carvan. Who is going to make his 4th appearance. And I'll just double check and wait for the manager to say that is okay before we roll. Thank you very much. So we will go into the last 30 minutes. Can Ballycastle get back into this game? Are the draft going to continue their good form? And we have got an equaliser. Podres, who's had an outstanding season so far for Ballycastle, has got his 2nd of the game, his 10th of the season, and we're into the last 10 minutes here. Ballycastle putting pressure on the draft. Are we going to see a late winner here? And wow! Titov, in a more advanced role in the last 30 minutes, has scored a 3rd, and Gione has scored a 4th. What an outstanding second half. And the last 30 minutes for Ballycastle, who have gone bang, 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 and have had 5 attempts. 4 have gone in. Exceptional second half. Stroke of genius from the manager. Completely turned it around. Festival has had a 4, an absolutely stinking second half. And so far tonight, we have seen 3 games. We have seen 7 goals, 6 goals, and 6 goals. Credit where it's due to Ballycastle. Gione picks up man of the match for a solid defensive performance, as well as a goal, 2 assists for Poborski, 1 for Romoshenko. Smertin's come on and done a decent job. Podres has carried on being brilliant as he has. And the manager is absolutely sick of Sander Vesterveld, and it will be unlikely we see him in the near distant future. Unlucky to the manager. Well done to Mr. Megahorse on a fantastic result for Ballycastle. We're now going to see Glebe bottom of the table against Antrim. Glebe again made many changes for the cup game against Drumore. And they are back to, I think, just about full strength. We've got Diop and Savarese up front, Fortune with the attacking midfield position. And then over at Antrim, we have got What have we got? A few changes from the cup game last time out, but Preciado, partners Welsh up front, Pirlo and Akocha together in the advanced midfield roles. So we will see how this one plays out. Signs from Glebe lately of improved performance. Picked up a couple of wins in the last few games, I believe. See how this one plays out. And Fortune has opened the scoring. Glebe lead Antrim by a goal to nil. And look good value for it. We're into the 33rd minute now. Not a great deal coming back from Antrim at the moment. And we get to half time. Glebe, just 3 attempts from either side. 1-0 lead for Glebe. Not a fantastic display. Savarese with the assist. 6s and 7s throughout with no fitness concerns at Glebe. Over at Antrim, we've got a 6s, we've got a 5 for Pirlo, who's been stinking. In fact, all the attacking players have been terrible, so we're going to do something different here. We have to, I think. Welsh is... I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to see Beaumorte come on for Akocha. He's going to go out on the right. Pirlo's going to drop back there with a long arrow. You're going to get an arrow, and we're going to see if that makes any changes. So we will see how this impacts it. We'll play to 60 minutes. Chance for Welsh, it's a corner. Heading towards 60 minutes. Preciado with a chance for Antrim to look a little bit more lively in the second half. Over the bar for Glebe. And we've got a corner. Pirlo's been stinking. He's going to come off for Stephen Reid. Reid's going to push forward into midfield. And that's what we're going to do over at Glebe. Romano having a good game in the goal. No real fitness concerns for them. And can Glebe hang on for a good win? Can Antrim get back into it? I think Antrim have probably been a little bit too experimental in recent weeks. Probably need to get back to some sort of consistency, because at one point they looked like the side that were going to be sort of best of the rest outside of the top 4, and the last sort of 10 games have been absolutely terrible. So we're going to see Alan Johnston come on and play up front alongside Savarese, with Diop dropping it to fullback. We'll play this one through to a conclusion. Let's see if we can get more second half madness like we've seen earlier on in the night. Chance for Glebe to go 2 in front. Chance. Just not creating enough either side really, and the game has sort of petered out, and we're getting towards full time now, and it's looking like it's going to be Glebe 1-0. It is. It's not been the best game of the night, far from it. But Glebe have got a solitary goal that gives them the 3 points. Very, very even in terms of chances and the stats. So Glebe take the win. Germano takes the man of the match. Quinton Fortune gets a goal. Poor performance again from Antrim. Who are going to have to go back to the drawing board, I feel. 3 points for bottom of the table. Glebe, well done to them. we're now going to see the Shillelaghs versus Portrush, who line up like this, and again another side that were almost fully changed from the last game in the cup. Back to full strength, I think, just about tonight. Friesas is still the league's leading scorer ahead of Montella, I think. And over at Shillelaghs, we have got this, which is a couple of changes. Melchior drops to or moves to central field. O'Shea comes in at centre back. Ping at partners Cristiano Ronaldo up front. We'll see what entertainment this game it brings us. Claims for a penalty turned down early on for Portrush. We've got 25 minutes on the clock, and as I say, that Baumer had opened the scoring, but that has been ruled out for offside. So we remain at 0-0. Relatively even game in terms of possession by the looks of things. Heading towards half time now, and we get to half time. We've got 4 attempts, 2 on target for Portrush, just a solitary attempt for Shillelaghs. Over at Portrush, we've got all the fitness in the 90s and match ratings of 6 and 7 across the board. Over at Shillelaghs, again, 6s and 7s with a couple of 8s. John O'Shea coming in having a good game. And Castellano in the goal. We'll just quickly hop here and see if either manager wants to do anything different. I'm going to see an all good carry on from Portrush. And we'll just see if we're going to get anything from Shillelaghs' manager. Bamba and Carbone. Swap. Carbone and Bamba. And then Eto and Carbone. Okay. So we'll kick off the second half and see if we get any goals. And we've got a goal. Friesas, the league leading scorer, has opened the scoring for Portrush. And we're heading towards 60 minutes. We'll stop and shot through to 67 minutes. Chance off the woodwork. And we will stop now. Quickly have a look over at the match stats. Dominant second half from Portrush, 9 attempts, 6 on target. Just the 2 attempts for Shillelaghs. Quick look at the Portrush stats, and then we'll hop across to Shillelaghs' tactical view for the manager and see what changes we're going to get for the last half an hour. So, buffering, hold on for me a second. So, just have a quick do Shillelaghs first. Eto off for Rooney. Rooney up to striker centre. Centralise them, I assume. Just check, confirm that, please. And team instructions direct. So that is done there. We'll just wait and see what we're going to get from Portrush. All good for Shillelaghs. Scores off for Mendieta. I'll leave him in that role, please. So Mendieta in a more advanced role than we're used to seeing him. We'll kick off the last 21 minutes and see if we get any change to the scoreline. Shillelaghs pushing for an equaliser. Portrush holding firm for now. Pinger involved a little bit, trying to create. 4 minutes added time. How are we going to get an equaliser? We're not. Vrizas has doubled his tally, double Portrush's lead, and that is full time. 15 attempts and 9 on target for Portrush. Dominant performance. 3 attempts, just the 1 on target for Shillelaghs. Eto didn't have the best of games, neither did Benny Carboni, both on 5s. A 10 for Vrizas, assists from Zambrotta and Baumann. Well done to Mr. Mega Horse. So last game of the evening is Big Time Belfast against Castle Extra Stout, who line up like this. Unchanged by the looks of things from last time out in their new shape. And they will play the league leaders Big Time Belfast, who made numerous changes to the cup but have kept Del Vecchio and Henri up front together. Kuhl and Vieira are partnered back in central midfield. Kick this one off and see how it plays out. Not a lot going on in the first half an hour. Not many chances. Got a yellow card for Walter Samuel as we head towards half time. Excuse me. I can buy with a chance. And we heading towards the break. And on the stroke of half time, Nikiforenko out of nowhere has put Big Time Belfast in the lead. 5 attempts, 4 on target in the first half for Belfast, just the 2 attempts for Stout. Not the best in terms of performance. De Flandre on a 5, I can buy on a 5 for Stout. Over at Belfast, 6s and 7s apart from Les Razou. No assist for Nikiforenko's goal. Yeah, I agree, the stats don't marry up with the amount of sort of text and possession we saw during that first half. Completely agree. But that is where we are. We're going to roll it for the next 15. See if do you want us to do anything here. I can buy for who? I can buy for the forward job on the bench. And that is going to be Savo Milosevic. So we'll see him come on for his 4th appearance. And we'll run it to 60. Not a great deal of action, but we've got an equaliser. Constantinu has equalised right on a stroke of 60 minutes. Vieira's having a stinking save, to be honest. I don't know what I can do with him. I'm going to put Petit on because he's pissing me off. Henri. No, we're going to take Cafu off for Berea and Henri for Vieira. Triple change on 64 minutes as we try and get back into this one. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to do that. We'll head across to Stout for the last tactical change of the evening. Mitrovic 3-0 against Andorra, scored more than England did. New Zealand versus Ukraine is being played in Canada. Interesting. Play on, you think? So we're going to run this through to the last half an hour, see if we get a winner or any more goals. Last 20 minutes, pushing, both sides pushing for a winner here, but it remains 1-1 at the moment. Into added time, it doesn't look like we're going to get a winner here, and we're not. So the league leaders have been held. Fantastic result for Stout, who played really well second half specifically. 7 attempts, played 5. A 4 for De Flanders. It was incredibly harsh. I mean, he's not made a tackle, but yeah, it's a good point for Stout. SLS picks up man of the match for tackling a lot. Belfast held, so some of the sides below will have closed the gap on the leaders, and that leaves the table looking like. I'll just go through the results. Belfast 1-1 with Stout, as we've just seen. Ballycastle come from behind to beat Draft 4-2. Glebe beat Antrim 1-0, and Portrush 2-0 winners away at Shillelaghs. Across in the First Division, 3-3 draw between Drumore and the Upcraft leaves the league table looking like this, giving Cookstown the chance to leapfrog both sides when they play their game in hand in a week. In the Premier Division, we have got Antrim vs Ballycastle, Portrush vs Glebe, Samba vs Shillelaghs, the Draft vs Belfast in a big game at the top of the table, which currently looks like this. A Belfast lead from Portrush by 3 points, with the Draft 5 points back and GPR a further point behind. Glebe have closed the gap on the playoff place to 10 points. Shillelaghs occupying that relegation playoff spot a point behind Antrim, with Stout, Ballycastle and Samba just ahead. GPR and Samba will play their game in hand in also a week. So I'll save the game there and move the save on shortly and get it uploaded. And thank you very much and have a lovely evening. Love you, bye. I did it once by accident, and that's a message saying, oh, that was a lovely closing message, was it?